There you go.
Or next week. They still need to seed things, but
Yeah.
the final group. So yeah, maybe you're surprised. I never doubted. But regardless, we are going to be kicking off our second semifinals of the evening here on Torches. LE. LE, of course, standing for Lozenge Extra. Lozenge Extra. That's when you get a strip of what's meant to be 15, or not a strip, but like a bottle. Not a bottle, but like a, like a packet. Like one of those packets.
Yeah.
The not prescription ones. That you can eat as candy. Like Ricola. Those kinds. And that's when it's meant to be like 15 in the little box. That looks like a little box in there, but when you take them all out, you count 16. So that's the extra lozenge. Yes, I did need to go that in depth with my explanation of what a lozenge extra is, of what an extra lozenge is. Here, on the top right-hand corner of the map. It's funny. I just want to make sure that people all clear.
Yeah.
What I meant,
They're on the same page.
Top right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss player, currently playing from the attic of Nazgul's house. He is, of course, going to be representing Team Liquid. We have SKillous.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing... there's a lot going on here. Kirktown, but also Super Team. He's currently teamless. It is Percival. We go. As again, Percival, he has made his return. That was back in, I want to say, November of last year. So great to see him back. And again, Percival specifically in GSL and in recent online tournaments has been popping off, taking down some big names. And even already here in this tournament as well, taking down Cristiano. Crazy performance.
Crazy indeed. It's going to be a very tough semifinals to call, I think, between SKillous and Percival. I feel like the favorite here is definitely going to be SKillous, and especially with Björn waiting in the finals, the two of them have a little bit of a rivalry in the Tuna Cup, so I'm sure that's a little bit of extra motivation here for SKillous. But like you said, Percival is just a very recent wild card that I don't think we can discount so easily.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like right now, Percival, he is peaking in skill, so he is one that, he's already made a deep run already. We'll see if he can make a deeper run as well. Meanwhile, SKillous mixing things up. We're going for a Stargate opener.
Okay, we saw him do this in the final game versus Nicoract earlier today. Yeah, versus Nicoract earlier today. So we'll see what he has planned this time, if it's once again going to be a Phoenix opener, or if he is going to opt for Oracles.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on SKillous. Bearing in mind, welcome one to Torches. I believe this is the first time we're featuring this map here in today's broadcast against Rise.
I think Rise. Yeah, Rise versus SKillous earlier.
Yeah, and again, this map is much more aggressive, much more assertive. Shorter resistance by air, shorter resistance by ground. We've got the healing pad. This one is uncontained and unchained, as there is no blockers here on that healing pad. Likewise, gold bases as well. So we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be as the Phoenix is revealed, and Percival is now aware of the Stargate opener.
Just like so, yeah. He knows it's not a Haluk.
Yeah, he's where there is no Haluk. Meanwhile, goes further into the main base. Is going to be cleaned up. Behind this, Percival is going to be following this up with a 3-1-1 setup here. Interesting, also going for his own drop, but he has to be very careful. He's now where there are Phoenixes. It's not going to be too easy to get across, but he does hide behind the statue.
That medevac just clipped through.
Yeah. He's inside the statue. Let's go.
And now it's clipping out.
Yeah. As here we go, the medevac does move out. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes, they do head into the mineral lands here, and they get a full scout of the production at least. They will be able to delay that eBay.
Yeah, only slightly. No, the friendly fire on the supply depot. Well, Percival recognizes and is able to pull away in time. Phoenix shouldn't be able to take out this medevac on its own, but that's why his friends are coming down to help.
Yeah, I mean, this is why these Widowmine openers against Phoenixes are ideal for the Protoss, as they will completely shut this down. The medevac cannot escape, and with that, he shuts down the initial drop play.
Just like so. And also a bit more of a committed drop here from Percival. 2 Widowmines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 Widowmines.
So definitely not an ideal start here for our red Terran player.
For sure, for sure. Not ideal. Meanwhile, we do have a more traditional army setup from SKillous, going into a Robo, into Immortal production, most likely in towards Colossus.
Yeah, gonna be absolutely ideal for shutting down this bio push that Percival, or that SKillous is well aware that Percival is going for.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is pretty also, it's Phoenix Colossus. Phoenix Colossus here. This was all the craze a couple of years ago in the early EPT era of StarCraft. Did fall by the wayside in more recent years, but now SKillous is bringing it back.
Oh, well, no, I would say before that, before the EPT era, Protoss players were like experimenting with Phoenix Colossus. You had a couple of players who were like insisting, guys, this is a good composition. Trust me, trust me. But it took until the EPT era for it to actually become meta.
Oh, yeah, it was very mainstream, very mainstream. And we do see Percival looking for another way in. This is really risky play out of Percival. He's trying to avoid these Phoenixes. He's trying to thread the needle and get past the army. We'll see if he can. As he does unload, it does spot the Phoenixes. Oh, they spot him.
Yeah, who spots whomst?
I believe that is the
real question here.
Vernacular, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Percival, he drops back over.
Spots whom?
As he does unload, going for the Colossus. SKillous doesn't react in time. Oh!
Is able to pull his Colossus back. That was a little worrisome for a second. They were looking very, very exposed. Now, not so much anymore.
Yeah, it does bleed out the Immortal, though, so still a valuable pick-off there for Percival. Takes out the Immortal, but as you mentioned, now we have 2, soon to be 3 Colossi. SKillous, he should be perfectly fine here when it comes to a head-on fight, when it comes to a head-on assault. Meanwhile, Percival goes for the Dream Drop. Yeah,
opting to kind of shut out this army from the main base at the very least. Gonna be borrowing the Widow Mines.
Yeah, the mines are borrowed. Mines just going off here on the Gateway Army. Marines, they do stim into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Depower some of these gateways. And does get 4 workers so far. He wants more. Oh.
Yeah, Percival, his attention elsewhere for a second, but now finally he is able to pounce right on top of those workers. We also have another little drop kind of waddling by, trying to get whatever it can get done. Mostly Marauders left in this Terran army.
Yeah.
And that's why they're actually able to go toe-to-toe with the Colossus. There's nothing else on the ground here for SKillous.
He's pulling him apart. Colossus goes down. Mineral line is all 21 probe kills, and there's nothing to prevent this mineral line. There's one Colossus coming in, but Percival, he will catch out another Colossus. Massive pick-off.
And I guess this is kind of why we don't see Phoenix Colossus so much nowadays, right? Because once the Marines have been dealt with, what are those Phoenixes gonna do?
Yeah, again, there's just so little ground support here. There are slow lots warping in, and so they do nothing. Phoenixes that have before, they do pick up some of these Widow Mines, but the shot goes off. Phoenixes are falling, and Percival, he has done it. He has broken as SKillous.
Yeah, I was gonna say that probe count might be looking all right here for SKillous, but he just doesn't have the production. He does not have the army supply, more importantly. Only a single robo at that point, and yeah, we were still in the early game, so not a lot of gateways. GG is called. Percival can be taking game number 1.
GG, well played. Again, when you go for these Phoenix Colossus styles, you are very vulnerable to early game aggression because, as you mentioned, you just have so little to work with. You have a handful of Colossus, handful of Robo units. You're relying very heavily on the Phoenixes to zone and to stop drop play. But as we saw, Percival, he found a way in. He was able to thread that needle. He was able to bypass those Phoenixes, dropped into the main base, and that was almost game then and there as SKillous was pulled apart. He was forced to push into the bio army, and he lost almost everything.
Yeah, that's torturous for you.
Oh yeah.
Very aggressive map.
Very aggressive, and with that, Percival takes the lead. And again, Percival 1 game away from making it to the grand finals here. We mentioned before we were praising Percival for his recent results, and even here as well, it'd be insane if he takes down SKillous 2-0. That'd be an impressive result.
Taking down Christunaner is one thing. Taking out SKillous, especially if he's able to do it 2-0, that would be I mean, we'll see if it happens still. I believe in SKillous. I believe that this series should at least go all the way to the ace match, but Percival's got so much momentum that it's looking difficult to stop him. Regardless, and we continue our series now on ley lines, where we're here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, fighting all the way. In the bottom left, we of course have our blue Protoss player, going to be playing from... What's the level above the attic? The roof of Nazgul's house. Yeah, the roof.
The tree house?
Is it a house? Yeah, tree house. I mean, how big are the trees over there?
That's true, true.
That's like always the question, right? It could also be at the top of the skyscraper, you know, the penthouse, you know? Or he could live in a blimp.
Yeah.
I think that's the next level. No, that's, yeah, the next level, flyable, like a mobile team
you mean
house.
Like up? You mean like, when you just like get a bunch
like
of balloons and fly
yes,
the
balloons. And they go, yes, that's exactly it.
Let's go.
That's the next level. And then the level after that is like space, I guess. But yeah. Look, a lot. That's many down the line in the promotion thing. Regardless, he is of course going to be playing for Team Liquid. We have SKillous, Ultimate Nikita.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran leading the series 1-0 with hyper-aggressive play. We'll see if he can close this out and claim the series. It is Percival. We go as we load into a much larger map this time. Not the largest by any means. I would say kind of one of the more middle of the road maps, but regardless, it's not going to be as aggressive, as assertive as Torches, and we might see SKillous be able to pull off a bit of a longer and later game here. We'll see if he plays Stargate again. That was a wild move for Torches.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the rationale behind that is. I think really what it was SKillous was feeling very confident in his ability to be aggressive on Torches, and so that's why he went for Phoenix Colossus. But Percival, he's one level ahead. He's one step ahead when it comes to playing aggressive, and we have confirmation. Stargate opening once again here from SKillous, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this is a bold move. Now, what I will say is that this is a better map for Stargate just because it's a larger map, so you can get away with a little bit more. But this is still quite risky here. And as we saw, like if the Terran player is hyper aggressive, if they just hammer down that pedal, they can just overwhelm. So we'll see if SKillous can recover. We'll see if he can keep up. We'll see if he can defend.
Depends. No. I was trying to do alliteration of what you were saying. Whereas we'll see if he can defend, and I was going to be like, that depends. But the way I said it sounded more like a swimming pool, a deep end instead of.
I was saying like little deep ends. I was a little bit confused, but yeah, sure. There we go.
Game paused.
Yep, looks like we're having a little bit of latency once again, so. Yeah, a little bit of a pause here.
Hopefully everything's okay. As we mentioned, for those that weren't here at the start of the broadcast, SKillous, he was having some lag spikes in the Rise series, and looks like maybe some lag spikes once again here. So hopefully that does stabilize as we get into and we further the series. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Trigger in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you had, I imagine, a ladder session or a tournament stream, and less Osu.
Or Osu.
Regardless, thank you so much. GG. Hope you had a great stream. Great stream.
Yeah. Much obliged.
Yeah, as I believe Trigger may have been streaming his War DCB tournament run.
Oh.
No, sorry, that was yesterday. No, my mistake.
No, well.
Never mind.
You're streaming it again.
But yeah, with that, thank you so much to Trigger and
wait.
welcome.
Does that mean we can Funara trigger for not signing up for Tuna Cup?
True, trigger. Where was trigger in the Tuna Cup? What's going on? Where was my trigger? I'm shaking my head. God damn it.
SMH.
But welcome one and all. This is the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Of course, this is our weekly open tournament.
Yep.
Open to all shapes, all sizes. We're in the semifinals. Björn is waiting in the grand final for the winner of the series, and currently Percival is up 1-0. Again, a crazy upset here. I mean, I would say if we were to bring down SKillous, but I'm hoping for an ace match. Regardless of how this goes, I'm hoping for a back and forth, but the pressure is on our Protoss.
Absolutely, especially with the latency.
Game resumed.
I assume it's latency anyway.
Yeah.
He actually didn't tell us what it was for this time, but you don't know. You can make an educated assumption.
Maybe his cappuccino, right?
True. He had to pull his dog out
Yeah.
of the sauce.
There you go.
It's a reference to, who was it earlier?
Geralt.
Not Nikorak, yeah, Geralt's clan decal.
Yeah. Sal. Homemade Sal.
Old mate Sal.
As we are going to be settling in once again, Percival does open up with a Wintermine drop. We'll see if he's a little bit more successful this time. If you recall, last time he was completely shut down by the Phoenixes. We'll see if SKillous can pull that off again, as he is once again embracing that Phoenix production.
Yeah, being a little bit more aggressive this time, banking them up before going across the map, so looking to get some economic damage.
As he does zip into the bases, we'll threaten the mineral line. SCV's going to be going down. He gets one. He's looking for two. At the same time, though, the Phoenixes are across the map, which means they're not at home to defend, and the Waterline drop is looking to boost in.
Just like so. No units in position right now. So it's going to be very much so on how quickly SKillous can pull away.
The bait.
Bait?
Okay, Percival, he does set up the Wintermines here underneath the medevac. He's assuming that he can catch him, but the Phoenixes are still across the map, though. Like, they're not
Yeah,
around.
the thing is he hasn't revealed his hand yet,
Yeah,
so...
Up!
SKillous is unaware of those Wintermines! Oh, very, very close pull away. Percival will be able to take out a probe as well as a sentry, so pretty good damage overall. Actually, 2 probes and a sentry, so actually pretty good damage overall.
Yeah, is good damage. He's going to try to escape, try to get away, but again, SKillous, he is on the hunt. He does race back home. Now, as he races back home to defend against these Wintermines, here comes Percival. He breaks out. He does break out from his contain, does point out some tanks, some Vikings as well. This is going to be initially a stimulus push, but this is all spotted by the Observer.
This is kind of what Björn was looking to do in his series earlier on. Sorry about those Terran players, but yeah, like you were saying, it was scouted, so SKillous very much prepared. He's got his Stalkers in position. He's looking for an opening to just pick up those tanks and take him out. Immortal production, actually, not Colossus this time.
Yeah, really safe play, just because you can make Immortals earlier on in the tech path without the base. So really safe, really early Immortal production here out of Skills. They're designed to focus down those tanks. The Observer Skills does get eyes on the main army. He sees everything he needs to, and so far Percival, he does not get eyes. He does not notice the shimmer of the Observer.
That he does not. Not going to be able to take him out. I mean, this is still a pretty scary Terran army, but with the proper positioning, I think SKillous doesn't really have too much to worry about.
As Percival, he is moving out again. He's got his 3 tanks. SKillous trying to buy more time here, working towards the Templar Archives, working towards Archons, working towards Storm, but Percival, he's moving in. Again, this is still a terrifying force.
Yeah, Percival not quite able to find his opening yet, and yeah, actually going to pull away, but again, this got scouted, so SKillous just getting ready. He's looking to see if there's any stray tank that's out of position, anything that he can pick off.
Yeah, again, as you mentioned, SKillous, he sees the pullback here. Meanwhile, he pulls back to pull the boys. Let's go! The Phoenixes are out of position.
And they're not going to be able to pick anything off anyway. The boys are not here.
Yeah, the boys are not here, and here we go. It's all or nothing, and now the Observer does confirm the all-in is coming his way. Phoenixes, they do catch some reinforcements. Back at home, there are 2 Archons, but that's a hefty amount of pile on the ground, and Percival, he's committed. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, It's do or die. He has to go. We have 4 tanks, and that's absolutely terrifying. SCVs need to get into the front. Really good force field here from SKillous.
Yeah, it does force field, does slow Percival down. Percival, again, he's taking a lot of time here to push up this ramp, and with that skills, he has more time to warping in more zealots, warping in more gateway units, and he's setting up and getting ready for a surround.
Just like so, yeah, Bio not in position to really defend these tanks against these zealots. It might not matter so much in the end, though.
Yeah. As SKillous, he doesn't commit. He bleeds out a lot of zealots. The tanks, they survive. We get a mass repair as well. Once again, the tanks are exposed. Then we got 1 more tank goes down. He's down to 3, down to 2 tanks.
Yeah, which might just about be enough, but Percival still needs to be very, very careful as to how he engages his army and how quickly he's able to engage his army. Every second that ticks on is more mining, more production, more units out here for SKillous, and I think SKillous has just about done it.
Yeah, he has held. He shuts down the all-in and catches reinforcements. Tanks are exposed. GG and SKillous. He ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match.
Here we go. Whew.
Hi. Gonna very intense game, very intense back and forth. As we did see, Percival, he did commit, he did pull the boys. Unfortunately for Percival's skills, he saw everything. He saw everything he needed to. He did a great job at delaying some reinforcements, picking up tanks, picking up marauders. And Percival, he had a really hard time pushing up that ramp, really hard time committing and getting within range of the third.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to the vision, right, of SKillous. He spotted everything with his observer. He was able to be so proactive and able to make sure that he had everything he needed to get in position. He was able to get in position.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Gonna put it better myself, yeah. There you go. Beautiful. As from here, we're getting ready for the ace match. Game number 3 is going to be on Tokamak. We go from some of these smaller maps now to one of the larger maps in the map. Well, not the largest. Maganatha does hold that title, but I would say second largest map, very defendable as well. We'll see. We'll see if Percival can pull off the aggression that he has been so far on Tokamak.
Yeah. Fairly small, but wait, no. Yeah, no, never mind. Fairly big.
Yeah.
But doesn't wind or snake around as much. But yeah, we'll see how this goes as we spawn into Tokamak. LE for our ace match. Winner of this one final map is going to be moving forward to face Björn in those grand finals. LE, of course, standing for Laser Eyes. Laser Eyes. That's Superman. So
yeah.
No explanation needed. Here in the top right hand corner of the map, spotting all the way to the top right.
Summers.
Of course, have our Scott's Cyclops. You know, it's a pretty common thing. Now I think about it. It's Invincible? No, I don't think Invincible does.
Nah.
Anyway, top right hand corner of the map, spotting all the way to the top right. We, of course, have our blue Protoss player coming down from the... where did they go in up? I think they went to, like, the Amazon?
To the moon.
To the moon? No, that's Despicable Me.
Okay.
They went to the moon. They went to, like, the Amazon or something in up. So, that's my headcanon anyway. The reason why SKillous has latency... His house is being lifted by balloons. He's going over to South America as we speak. So that's why the latency. Brazil, exactly. He's representing Team Liquid. We have SKillous.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. Being forced into the ace match. We'll see if he can bring it back. We'll see if he can bring it home here and cause that upset, make it to the finals. It is Percival.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can make any predictions right now. Like, I'm waiting with bated breath I think both of these players have really proven that they both have they both really deserve to make it to the finals, but only one of them can. Only one of them can.
Oh. Only one, and for the first time this series, Twilight Council opener out of SKillous. SKillous going for something more standard this time, not being anywhere near as chaotic, and this is going to be a bit of a more secure way to be defensive as well. Bearing in mind that Percival has been hyper aggressive this series, basically 2 base all-ins all around. Game 1 and Game 2 has been able to break SKillous at times, but SKillous, he's slowly adapting to his opponent.
Yeah. Slowly but surely. Well aware now that Percival, at least in this series, is looking to be as aggressive as possible. So SKillous, he's willing to meet that in kind. He is willing to dance. He is willing to be defensive.
That he is, and again, we'll see if he can bring it back as well. I mean, momentum is on SKillous' side for now. How many gateways? He does have Blink. He does have a second gateway on the way. This could just be 2-gate Blink out of SKillous. We'll see if he throws down extra gateways if he's a little bit more defensive or a little bit more aggressive.
As so far, it is going to be a Robo Bay or Robo Facility. It does indicate a bit more of a defensive posture coming out here from SKillous, but he's still got options. We have seen him many times in his series versus Nicorakt, and I think even in his series versus Rise, he did like going for some early Blink aggression.
Oh yeah, as Blink is on the way, and we do have 3 gates in total. So 3-gate Blink out of SKillous, a very safe play from our Protoss player. And likewise, we do have Percival actually opening up and pushing very early on here. Jesus, he's going for the early Cyclone push. Remember, no stim. This is way too early for stim. This is an early move out here, and Percival is going for the base, is going for the natural. SKillous does spot this.
I like how so far in this series, after every game, SKillous gets more defensive and Percival gets more aggressive.
He does. And here we go. No safety shield battery. No shield battery. 1 stalker goes down. Boys being pulled. A second stalker almost goes down as well. SKillous, he's in trouble. Oh.
Did you see that body block with the probe? It actually broke the lock on a Cyclone. It was pretty sick. Yeah, 10 probes are starting to fall. And 1 stalker does go down. Blink did finish up, so this gives SKillous a lot more maneuverability. But Percival, he is not really looking to fight. He just wants to clear out as many probes as he can. Gets another 3. Gets another 3. 13 probes.
Yeah.
Percival takes the lead.
Good damage. 13 workers go down. Fun fact, that move that may have ended the game if it was a Stargate opener. If there were less stalkers, if it was a Phoenixes instead, that would have been a really tough hold there for SKillous. So Percival, he was trying to blind counter Stargate. Despite that, did a lot of damage despite that to kill 13 workers, and Percival does take a worker lead.
Pretty strong one as well. When you're up 5 SCVs and you have double orbital commands, you have the ability to throw down mules. This is... I mean, we can see it in the production right now, right? Percival is able to start throwing down extra barracks, but I was just about to say he needs to be very careful not to lose too much to the counter aggression. Already 2 tanks going down.
2 tanks and a Cyclone as well. Massive big ups here from SKillous. From here, he blinks out of the main base, still rallying in towards the natural, still picking up whatever he can. 5 SCVs going to be falling across the map. Probes do fall as well to some, I believe, Autochart harass. I believe there was, sorry, some.
No, I think that was a Viking that landed. Yeah, landed Viking.
Landed Viking across the map does do quite a lot, but SKillous is here to break his opponent again. Now there's 0 tanks.
Now there are 0 tanks. There are a lot of stalkers. 1 tank sieging up into high ground, and the Marines come in just in time to buffer.
Yeah, just in time to buffer, just in time to support Autochart as well, buying some time here. Raven does go down. Nice snipe there from SKillous, and behind this, SKillous is getting ready for an expansion, getting ready for his 3rd base. Still reinforcing those, still building up, still committed on 2 bases, actually. Oh.
Yeah, SKillous and Percival, they're both bleeding a lot, but SKillous is a lot quicker when it comes to patching up his wounds.
Yeah, exactly. A little quicker. Mass repair on the bunker. Percival, he holds. He holds onto the bunker. He defends back at home, getting just stim. Combat shields +1. Percival, he is stabilizing, and SKillous now forced to expand.
Just like so. Stim on the way, slowly but surely. We don't really have much starport production right now.
Exactly, there's not much there when it comes to supporting this bio army. Right now, one bunker goes down, but there's a second bunker now ready, and SKillous is just trying to find whatever damage he can get. These Stalkers are so incredibly low. He's been so efficient with his blinks, just saving whatever he can. One bad move, though, one wrong move, and he will lose everything.
Look at how red they are. Yeah. That's, what, 2 tank volleys with full shields?
Oh, God.
One tank volley already landing.
Yeah. Tank volley goes up. 3 Stalkers go down. Meanwhile, SKillous does drop into the main base. We'll try to disrupt some of the economy.
Yeah, slows down production of a couple of these barracks, but not much beyond that. Stim about to finish up. +1 about to finish up as well. And now we have medevacs. So I was going to say Percival's looking to move out, but he's actually opting for the drop, which will get intercepted.
He does go for the draw. No, the full medevac. Oh my god.
Full medevac goes down. Oof. Stalkers will fall, but well worth it here for SKillous. Not only getting that full medevac worth of units, but also those are the only 2 medevacs that Percival had. He has to wait now. For it didn't have to wait too long, but he did have to wait a little while for his backup medevac to come out and go for his push.
And here we go. Now this push is that much weaker. As you mentioned, there are less medevacs, there's less mobility with this army as well. Back at home, SKillous, what does he have to work with? He has charge. Charge is complete. Immortals are pumping out. Just like last game, he's going for safety. Immortals before the Colossus. SKillous just being as safe as possible. Meanwhile, Percival, he breaks out. This time, he does have his upgrades for his bio. He does have Stim, and he's looking to siege up, looking to try to catch out the army. Yeah,
but once again, SKillous, he sees all. He knows all. He is content with allowing Percival to just siege up in the middle of the map and buy himself a bit more time back at home.
Yeah, the MVP Observer. The Observer sees everything, as you mentioned. Percival, he does try to sneak around the edge of the map. Meanwhile, the Prism gets caught by the Viking.
Yeah, forces a recall.
Does force a recall. Meanwhile, SKillous is getting ready for the surround. Zealot's a peel off towards the right-hand side. They're ready to come in from behind.
And we are just about waiting. Tanks are looking very exposed. Bio will be able to come back in to try to take out the Zealots, but yeah, not really here to buffer, and some tanks go down. But we don't need no tanks anymore. Where we're going, we don't need no tanks. Widow Mines are out.
And Mines are out. Brutal force fields. He looks down the bio army. We do see SKillous trading as best he can. Takes down most of the Marauders. He cleans up all the tanks. He is holding on. He is surviving. He does force Percival back.
Yeah, keeping alive by the very skin of his teeth. Still behind when it comes to the army supply, but once again, Tokamak, huge map. Takes a long time for reinforcements to get from one end to the other.
Exactly. We have these ramps as well. We have these choke points, and SKillous, he is holding onto his side of the map. He does hold, he does defend, and Percival is going to be forced back. We have a 4th CC on the way. We are building up towards a longer game state.
Yeah, I mean, that's Tokamak for you.
Yeah, for the first time this series, right? For the first time this series, we have Percival getting a 4th CC. Meanwhile, Classic, SKillous also getting a 4th base as well. Percival being active, rotating on the right-hand side.
It is usually Classic who gets four bases, isn't it?
Yeah. Also than Hero. As I do see Percival just going for the Doom Drop. Goes into the main.
Yeah, SKillous not at all in position to defend against this. Pylon goes down. Doesn't quite cancel a Warp in, so yeah, this could definitely have been a lot worse for SKillous.
Yeah, he wants that Colossus. SKillous does pull away as this is happening. SKillous, he will clean up this drop, but at the same time, Percival heading towards the 4th base of SKillous. At the same time, Zealot Rabbi will distract Percival.
Yeah, we'll distract him, but only for a little while. Is that an EMP? Yeah, that was an EMP. We have Ghost out now. Colossus will fall. And once again, the Bio Army, the Gateway Army of SKillous, not quite in position to defend Colossus, targeting down the Widow Mines. That actually wastes a little bit of time.
Yeah, it does waste some of that DPS, but it looks like barely. It looks like SKillous, he has enough. He will lose the War Prism, does avoid the mine shots, and he will hold on to the 4th base. Just barely survives.
Just about barely. Percival, once again, doing Percival things. He smells blood in the water, and he wants to keep pushing, but he realizes that's a long trek. That's a long way to go. So Yeah, he's going to be focusing on getting his 4th base up and running. He's content with the damage that he's dealt, with how much he's been able to bleed out from SKillous. So now it's really just more on reinforcing his own army.
Yeah, exactly. As he backs off, gets his 4th base. Both players now on a 4-base economy. SKillous, he needs a 5th, and there we go. He will soon take one. But when it comes to the armies themselves, SKillous doesn't really have too much to work with. He has 1 Colossus, 1 Immortal. The army, I want to say he's still in favor of Percival. But with SKillous, he does split off his forces. He does go for some counterattacks. Oh.
Yeah, these Zealot Rumba is actually cutting out, preventing a lot of these reinforcements from getting to the front lines.
Yeah, exactly. Gets a ghost kill as well. Takes down a couple of Marines, a Marauder, so not bad at all. At the same time, though, we do see Percival. He does actually pull back to just consolidate his forces. Meanwhile, double Robo production, 2nd Robo's on the way. Disruptors are on the horizon for SKillous.
Yeah, starting to diversify his AoE, his splash damage. As, yeah, for right now, we're going to be slowing things out a little bit. Percival, he is still going for these drops. He is still looking to get some skirmishes here and there, but for the most part, he is just looking to macro up, get into a bit of a later game state. SKillous, more than happy to oblige, is getting his 5th base.
Here we go. Is in that 5th base up and running. Meanwhile, Percival goes for a split push. We have an army towards the left. We have an army towards the right-hand side as well. Percival, he is looking to force his way in. And SKillous is trying to keep up, trying to maintain himself. He is trying to split. And so far, he does split well, though. He's ready.
Yeah. This is a really good splitting of his army that he's got. Focusing mostly on where it needs to be. Interesting move here by Percival. He knows the army is split, so rather than continue with the split push, he decides to reinforce.
Yeah, this 2nd force does rotate over towards the right-hand side, actually now going through the center. It is spotted by the spotter Zealot. SKillous is keeping up with that 2nd army as well. So far, so good, but it comes down to the engage.
Oh, EMP does land on the Disruptor, and really good target firing as well coming out here from Percival. Look at the concave on top of this army.
Dustin 4 takes down the Disruptors. At the same time, the reinforcements have arrived. Nova's going to be coming in. The Mind Shots, brutal connection on the Zealots.
Yeah, and so many Vikings as well, throwing down their volleys onto the Colossus, but they have mostly been dealt with, it seems.
And SKillous, he's holding on. He shuts down the Bio Army. As you mentioned, there's nothing to contest against a Colossus, and SKillous, he will shut down this push.
Barely even needed the shield batteries over there. That's an insane defense here coming out from SKillous.
Yeah, very intense. He had the greater concave. A couple of Novas did connect. As you mentioned, the Viking count gets reset. Colossus, they stand strong.
Yeah, just excellent positioning here from SKillous to hold there.
Oh yeah, and with that, he is holding on. Percival expanding behind this, getting another 5th base, building up his forces once again. But what's scary here is that SKillous' Disruptor count, his Colossus count is getting higher and higher here, now getting up to 3 Colossus, making 2 Disruptors at a time. Percival looking for another way in, is now incorporating more Ghosts, but the Viking count is still a little bit lackluster.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Which is more than having 1 of them.
True. It's more than
now
0.
He's got 4.
Yeah.
Which is more than 2.
Speaking of, you look at the first Colossus. Oh, never mind. Oh my god.
Yeah, we are seeing some juggling, some excellent juggling coming out here from SKillous, and all of a sudden, I thought we had a pretty strong bio army, but actually, they were Zealots. GG is called. SKillous gonna be taking that series 2-1 to face Björn in those grand finals.
GG.
Oh man.
Oh my god, as you mentioned, a very intense back and forth, very clutch at best of 3 there between SKillous and Percival. We went down to the wire, and I can see a world where Percival could have taken that. And again, I'm very impressed with Percival's play recently. He has been leveling up, he has been looking more terrifying, and that was a very close series.
Yeah, way closer than I think anyone. And I think any of us would really have expected it to be just a couple of weeks ago. If you were to say we're gonna have SKillous versus Percival, I would have thought a 2-0 blowout for SKillous, but Percival able to take a map, and yeah, even able to make the games he lost look pretty well, except for game number 2. Game number 3 was very, very close.
Oh yeah, yeah. Was very close in the end. GG, well played. Congratulations to SKillous for claiming the series. And with that, we have our grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5 between Bjorn and SKillous. As vetoes are underway, though, it is raffle time.